Another neat tool that ES6 introduces is something called template literals. Template literals enhance the way in which we can work with strings by adding some additional, much appreciated features. To start, template literals are declared just like strings, but instead of using single or double quotes, we wrap our text in backticks, which if you can't find are in the upper left-hand corner of the keyboard. The first neat trick that template literals allow us to do is create multi-line strings. This is extremely useful because we used to have to concatenate new line characters, a backslash and an N, to do this. Now, we just need to type what we want as if we were typing it in a text editor. For example, if I have variable myString, we can set this equal to, and then instead of single quotes or double quotes, we have the backticks. And I can go ahead and say, hello world, my name is Nick. And the template literal will take into account the spaces in here, the new lines. So if we go ahead and do a console log out my string, and open this in our browser, pull that over here. We can see all the new lines that were added there. What we used to have to do would be something like this. These backslash n's it's an escape character for a new line. So if we print this one out, we can see we get the same thing right here. Now this is more difficult to read, and this up here is a lot easier to read. And because this is more difficult to read, a lot of times what would happen is people would concatenate them like this. So, hello plus this with either the escape character, the new line character, at the end or at the beginning like this, which is a little better than what it was before, but that's still a lot more work and a lot more characters than just putting it in between the backticks. So template literals help out a lot in that sense. Template literals also provide a way to simply interpolate variables and expressions into our strings. Interpolate is just a fancy word for saying execute code inside a string or in a different language. We can use interpolation in our template literals by wrapping any JavaScript we want to execute in curly braces preceded by a $sign. So for example, if I have a string literal, let's say console.log, six times 5 equals, and then if I put a $sign in curly braces, anything I put inside the curly braces will be executed, and whatever the result of that operation is will be concatenated to this string. So if I do 5 times 6, that's actual JavaScript which will perform an operation. We can see that the operation actually happens right there, the output or the outcome of the operation. So that's very useful for any time you have a string and you need to perform some kind of operation in there to make that string more dynamic. Hence the term template literals. You can create templates that can then take some variables or code and make them dynamic.